Hello, welcome back. It's week two, that my teacher wears slippers, which by the way, today I have different slippers. They keep my feet nice and warm because today it's a little cold. I don't know if you looked outside, but this week it's been sunny and rainy. The sky's been blue and the sky's been very gray. Today it's kind of cold, so I decided I wanted to have a picnic inside because picnics are normally inside or outside. Yeah, you're right. They're normally outside. And since we cannot go outside because it's raining today, I thought we'd go ahead and have a picnic inside. And I wanted to ask you, can you make a prediction? What do you normally take to a picnic? Let me take a look inside my basket and see what I have. Now, oh, sorry, pig. I brought my friends from home. Oh, this is my friend that actually lives in my house, Odie Sit. Odie likes my friend's pig. You guys remember her. Backpack Bear's here. And Mox the fox. So they're going to come on our picnic with us. And what? We have a new friend, you're right. Where's our new friend? Our new friend's right here. We have the Tin Man. The Tin Man came to visit too. Tin Man is introducing our new sound, I, in the middle of those new words. But Tin Man, I first want to find out what's in my picnic basket because it's our lunch today. And it talks about the stories. You guys are homework, and we get to read with you at night. But during the day when we're learning, we get to read a book that has to do with picnics. So let's get started. Oops, make sure that stays on. Inside my picnic basket, I have pretzels, banana. It's my dessert, chocolate chip cookies. That's not my power food though. My power food is right here. And it's a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I will eat on my plate. Now, what's nice about this place is it has to do with our art this week too. So I'll put my sandwich on my plate. This is my snack. This is dessert after my power food. And always a little fruit banana. So I am introducing our story this week, and they get to have a rainy day picnic, and we're going to find out some things about what happens during the rainy day season, which right now the season is not, it's not winter, it's not summer, and it's definitely not fall where the leaves fall. If I go outside and I look, even on a rainy day, things are changing. There's something happening in the ground and the trees. So take a look outside and see, what season is it? And that's what we're going to be talking about this week in your readers. You're going to find out about seasons, we're going to talk about calendar, we're going to talk about rainy day, and our fun fiction story is Rainy Day Picnic, which actually, I could have a picnic indoors, so why don't you try that this week? Have your lunch, get maybe not, if you don't have a picnic blanket, you can always get a towel, have your lunch, and maybe pull some friends from your bedroom or around the house. So let me move these friends over and talk a little bit about this week. This week you get to have some fun with sounds. And you guys know we tap those sounds. When we have words, let's do a little tapping. For example, hen. 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 Let's do another one. Let's do one with Tin Man. Yesterday, the fish had a fin. Let's tap that word. Fin. Oh, you're right. I could also do fish because let me tap that. Sh. Oh, I hear the I in the middle, but I also hear that sh at the end. What two letters make the sh sound? Sh, sh, sh. Yes, you're so smart. It's the SH digraph. We talked about that. And in Starfall, you can actually go to those digraphs after you've practiced your I words. They are in that starfall. I'm going to have your parents stay tuned. This is for you, my fixers, and your parents all have a little information after this for you about where the students need to go. Okay, so tune in. Go ahead and enjoy your picnic. And what, Tin Man? I know, they're really good, aren't they? Tin Man says hi. He's happy to meet you. Huh? Oh, you want me to talk a little bit more about your book this week? Okay. He has a book this week, and he's actually a fixer, just like you are. He has things that need to be fixed, and he fixes something that we all learned about over with Peg. So, let me show you. In this book this week, let me get my papers here. Where are my reader glasses? Because that helps. Hold on one second. There we go. This week, we have this guy who's fixing something that Peg is in. I don't want to give it away, but I want you to find fix the, what do you know that Peg can fly? He's actually the fixer. So, find out that book this week. It's in the A-E-I-O-U books. That's down below in Starfall. So remember, always number 1, calendar. Number 2, go to your book, A-E-I-O-U, and fix the, I'm going to tell you, I want you to find it. Tell me next week if you know it. After you do that, then you get to go to your math. Now in math this week, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to go ahead and we can practice those numbers and everything, but always this week I want you to go to measurement. And measurement is down below. It's not in Hippo Math, it's down below to measurement. And I'm going to tell you because we're going to do shapes, and we're going to use it with our art. We're going to use it in Starfall, and shapes have to do with a lot of things that we're doing in math this week. So, also, after we do Fix the Jet, for your reading at home, if you'd like to, you can go to I Want to Help. See, just like this little guy, Tin Man, he's a helper. In this book, we're going to find out what are they doing that they can help with. Maybe you've been doing a lot of this too at home, helping. So remember, you may color the pictures, do a really good kindergarten coloring job, no scribbling. I want at least 3 colors on each page. And let's find out, what are they doing to help? Are they at home? We call that the setting. Where are they? And who's in the book? Who are the characters? So this week, you're going to Unit 9, Week 1. I Want to Help. So we've got our books for reading. And in your homework in the packet, let me talk about, there's a little issue. If you found it, you're a good fixer. In our packet, I hope you did a good job on your math and you found out how many different ways did you show your addition. Maybe you lined up blocks like they had us. Maybe you did those number bonds I talked about last week, where you did circles and you put your part and your part there, and then you put the whole number on top. Maybe some of you showed them with, maybe you got some beans and you counted beans, or you could use your fingers too. I could also use a number line, and I can count on. I start at 1. If I want to add 1 more, then I get to the number 2. You guys are good at that. So show me different ways to add and subtract this week when you're in here. But also, that's kind of a review because we are introducing some other things, which is something you've actually already done. You're so good at it. I have a lot of things here that are alike. They're not the same, but they're alike. Backpack Bear is a stuffed animal. I have another stuffed toy, Tin Man, and I have another stuffed animal, Fox. They are alike, but they're also different, aren't they? I see that they're different colors. Oh, but wait. Fox and Backpack Bear are brown. So they're the same color. So they're actually the same, but then they're alike because they're not the same animal. And then they're different. Definitely, Tin Man and Bear are different. So today we're going to be talking about this week alike, same, and different. You're going to compare size of shapes, and you're going to compare also size of fish. So that's kind of interesting since last week I asked you a question about fish, and we had a real story about fish and me. We saw the children swimming with the fish. And then we also were able to see Tin Man try to catch some fish. Now, I asked you, what's the problem? Yeah, you're right. He could not catch the fish. So, well, how did he solve that? Do you guys remember? You're right. He made that really special kind of creative machine to catch fish. Did it work? So that's what we do. When we have problems, we try to solve them. And this week, or last week, you had that problem. And this week, you actually, in your story, are going to find out there's a little problem that he has to fix. And we'll see if he fixes it. So let's get on to also the art this week. It's really nice. It kind of has to do with what you guys did last week. In my picnic basket, I told you I love these plates. We use these a lot for art. This week, since a lot of our stories in the packet have to do with rain and weather, I thought you could make an umbrella using a paper plate. Let me show you. First, I'm going to need, like I told you, they're not necessary. You could use a pencil. I want you writing, reading every day. Hold a pencil. So I could use a pencil to draw, or a crayon is fine too. I'm going to take my paper plate, and you know what? We're not at school, but let's still write our name on it. I'm going to write my name on the back because that's what we always do. We want to keep practicing that. Even though we're at home, we maybe don't need to write our name on the back. I still want to keep practicing that because practice becomes habits, and those are good things in school. We want to make sure that we keep our name. And when I write, I want to write in my best handwriting because that's a habit too. If I start writing fast and sloppy, then it'll be fast and sloppy. And I don't want fast and sloppy. I want nice, slow, and steady handwriting. So do that. Now I've got my name on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I get to draw a line across. I'm going to kind of karate chop it. We've talked about lines and curves in art. I'm going to draw a straight line across. And then I'm going to get my new scissors. Yay, my new scissors. Put my finger in it. Remember the cut sign. I'm going to cut it across. Keeping your elbow tucked in, thumb ahead, and I cut straight across. Slow cut. And I'm practicing, staying on that line. Now I have 2 plates. Oops, do that. Now this is the fun part. I'm going to make this into something that I need in the rain. What do you think you need in the rain that could be like a half circle, and it has this curve on the top? I'll give you a clue. It would keep you dry in the rain. You're right. It's going to be an umbrella, and I'm going to use it. So then last week's art project, the little duck with the lines that we did, because coming on Wednesday this week on my calendar, it is Earth Day. So we're reusing, and we're using those nice little papers that we had from all those magazines, and we made a bird. And my bird wants to stay dry. Now, of course, birds don't worry about rain. They're fine. They don't carry umbrellas, but we're going to have fun with this. So my bird wants a little umbrella. So we made this last week with my nice curves. I'm going to show you some examples. Here's some great lines that I could use to make a fun umbrella that I used last week in my art. And here's some shapes I could use if you want to freeze these shapes. These are great shapes. And then here's some samples. Some good little fun ducks and birds. I should say birds. So let me go ahead and get started on this. Now I want to make some curves. So if I'm going to make an umbrella, my umbrella kind of has curves here. So this is where I get to have some fun. And I'm going to make maybe some curves right here. And parents, this is where you might want to do this part. And this is going to be good practice for cutting. And if you don't have paper plates, any paper will do. Remember, the key is we want our students and our children to cut every day, hold a pencil and draw and write every day. And we are developing. Kindergarten's all about development. We want to get those the strength, the grips strong for writing. We want to get our body strong for sitting and focusing. And we want to really practice those eye coordination skills for all that great stuff that's going to happen later in school. So I'm going to cut these edges and I'm going to go very slow. This may be difficult for your kindergartner, but we're going to do it because we want to practice. That's the only way to get better. So, and remember, if they get upset and if it's difficult for them, what does it hurt to be a fixer? Because we want to move it from here to here to here. And the only way to do that is to do it again. So that's the key. If it's not looking the way they want it to, or if they went fast and they cut it in half, it's okay. Get a new plate or get that other, what did I do with that other half? And try again, because that's what we do. So I'm going to finish this. Let's pretend that all of this is cut. Here, I'm going to go ahead and cut quick, not quick, but finish it up. And now I have what looks like the top of an umbrella, but I want to do my nice little line. So this is where I can use some crayons or markers, anything that they are having fun with. And you know what, parents, if you want to do the lines first, that is fine too. Sometimes that helps. And then they can do the fun lines later. I'm going to draw my lines down like an umbrella. And then they can do the lines inside. They may use swirls. They may use any of these. And the finished product, maybe I use polka dots. Maybe I'm going to do swirlies. Maybe on one side I'm going to do zigzags, and then I get to color those in, make those different areas different colors, and get a nice vibrant umbrella. I'm going to need a long J. So that's where I'm going to have to use some of my recycled papers, maybe from last week that we used, and I have that big circle cut out from a plate, but I'm going to go ahead and use this again because we reuse things, and make my long J so I have a nice umbrella, and this can go above your bird art from last week. Practicing again, always, it's all about practice. So that's your art. And we're going to use those lines. Also, we're going to see that a lot in math because we're going to start doing a little bit of measurement. You're going to start comparing things. What's alike? What's different this week? Let me see what else happens. You are sorting, which is in HippoMath. So for sorting, I forgot you do have to go there. So when you sort on your packet, go to HippoMath that day and sort. You know it's the button sort, the puzzle, and you can play in there. When you do shapes, go ahead to shapes and go to measurement because there's some things in there where we measure. Let's see. Oh, you also have some adding and subtracting again, but this, you may go ahead, that's in HippoMath. So when you add and subtract in your packets, you may go to HippoMath and add and subtract. And some of you are ready to go to the first grade. And I will let you go ahead and work in first grade for addition and subtraction. You know who you are. And if you're feeling like that, parents, if you see them saying, wow, this is kind of easy, then yeah, let's turn it up and let's get it to here, to here, to here. That's what happens. So you'll see them grow and grow and grow and grow this much. So keep going with that. The other things I want to talk to you about is syllables. You will see this week we get to tap word parts, and we do that a lot. We want to make sure those word parts are tapped out, and then we put them together. You may do that in your QR code too under Wonders. There's some great games if you go to McGraw-Hill and go Launch Wonders. The week is 9.1. It's Unit 9, Week 1. And you'll see the sight words for this week. You can play games in there to do phonemes and word parts. And a lot of good stuff in there for handwriting too. So there's that in Clever. There's Starfall, where you get to do the word machine and work on the I words. Please have fun in there, and know on Monday, it's always Math Monday, but this, because we are focusing at home, every day could be Math Monday and reading. So you can kind of remember with that schedule. Make sure that you are morning work intro, computer time. Let me do that. And then kind of right in here, you may add a little one chunk of your packet, then a little computer, do a little Starfall reading or Clever. Then you may do a learning game. And this week, I hope you were able to hide and have fun with sight words and maybe addition. This week, I want you to go ahead and have a paper and maybe put all of your sight words on a paper. Put all of your sight words or numbers on a paper, and then let's slap it. When your family says, where, like, I, 13. So you could have one for sight words, one for numbers. So that's your learning game. YouTube learning this week is going to be syllables, and also I have some season stuff, and I'm going to get to your parents on that one. So that's for your parents, and they'll tell you where you get to go. Some fun Jack Hartman and that Seasons of the Year song we used to do all the time. We love that since we're doing a lot of season stuff. Seat work is that packet, so make sure that you work on those practice pages and the ones that I sent you. I hope all of you received that in the mail. Did you get it? I sent everyone some April challenges, some good practice pages that I introduced last week from Printable Princess, as does Language Arts and Math on the back, and also handwriting pages, because this week for my morning work, let me get this. Morning work this week, sorry, back there, is we need to solve a problem on my morning work. April 2020. Ooh, my comma's there. Dear kindergarten, today is, why is the T green? I want to see the rain. Why is my I green? There's a problem here, isn't there? Oh, you're right. My T is at the beginning of a sentence, and so it needs to be capitalized. This week, we are working on capital letters. You will see it in your packet, so please make sure and go to the beginning of a sentence. Now, I is a special sight word. It's always capital, and it's not always in the beginning of a sentence. So my I always is capital, and this week you're going to be working on that too. So during your morning work, make sure that you are capitalizing the beginning of the sentences. We know punctuation. We either stop with a statement, regular voice, or a question voice with a question mark, or we have excitement, and that is that line with the dot, and that's how we end. Love, Mrs. Saba. Or if you're writing your note, love. Yeah, that's right. Your name goes there. You guys are good. All right. Have a great week this week. I think we've gone over everything. Let me make sure. Yep, you're ready. Oh, and I have more important things for you parents, so stay tuned. Thank you. Have a great week. I miss you. Mwah. Hi. This is for you parents. I'll make it quick. These are the resources that we need to be successful this week, and your child needs your help to make sure that we clarify these correctly. So let me get started. The videos this week are to help you with the packets. This is what we have this week. This week we're going to go over, oh, that's upside down. This week we're going to be going over seasons and weather. So you have some great YouTube videos on seasons and weather. They are used to this season song. It goes over all the weather and seasons during the year. So you want to do this, number 1 season song, have fun teaching. That's on YouTube. Jack Hartman will cover everything else. We have syllables where we break words apart. And then we have sounds, or we call those phonemes. Those are different, and I want to clarify those two. So Jack Hartman's syllables, you're going to go to counting syllables and learn syllables. Then you have the N-I-N, IG, I-G, and the IP. IP family under Jack Hartman. They're under word families, and they're used to these. Let me talk a little bit about these, though, with syllables. Let me start with the word fish. When I have the word fish, I can break it into the sounds or phonemes. Ish, 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 fish. There are 4 letters, but there's only 3 sounds or phonemes. But if I put that word together, fish, it's just one clap, one syllable. So when we break words apart, your kids will get into learning to read larger and larger words. We call those multi-syllable words. We want to know where to break words apart. For example, the month April. Let's clap that one. April. There's 2 word parts. So I break it apart, and that helps me learn to read. So we want to do syllables, breaking words apart in parts, and also learning phonemes, and those are the sounds. We hear every sound and know that some sounds, like the digraphs, they're 2 letters, like the sh, but they actually only make 1 sound. So let's practice that. Also, I have something to tell you about these packets. As you're going through, we know that there are a couple things that we need to correct. We are working on that. In the back, the pages, the books in the back, if you need readers and you're cutting those, that's why I sent that packet out. If you received my packet in the mail, it has extra readers for you. Some of these books in here are upside down and the pages are a little wonky. That means when you put them together, you may have page 3 and then another book on the other side. You're going to have to get creative when you put the pages together, and we apologize. We are fixing that for the May packet. But for right now, just know that we understand, get creative, maybe have your child skip through or cut them apart, and if you're able to make extra copies, you're just, like I said, hang in there with us. You're going to have to get creative, and we apologize. And that's why I sent in the mail. You will see extra sight words, so you can do your fun games this week, and you can review sight words. You can also, in the packets, use those extra books. Those are for your homework, and they also help you when you're going on the computer. Remember, computer learning is a resource that it's something your child is used to with Starfall, and they're used to the Starfall schedule like this. Every day we go calendar. We do the reading book, which this week it's A-E-I-O-U, and it's called Fix the Jet. Then they will go to letter practice or ABC rhymes and build words. Math, I have to correct. I said with your child that we're going to measurement. They're probably so excited because they want to weigh and measure things. We measure things different ways, either using scales or rulers, but we're not there yet. I accidentally made a mistake, and actually sorting and shapes are in hippo math. So you're always going to tell them to go hippo math, and they may either go in doing addition, subtraction, or go down to the number sort, and there's some button sorts and things like that. And there's also 2D and 3D shapes where they're 2D are flat and 3D are the solid. And you can find a lot of shape help on videos with Jack Hartman. He has some great ones. You can look on YouTube and find some good 2D and 3D shape support. And then always free choice. So that's it for this week. I just wanted to tell you one more thing. Yay! We heard from Mrs. Franklin. She left us after our feast to work with the superintendent of schools, and she's helping in curriculum. And so this she sent us, actually Mrs. Barrera found this also. She put it on our Facebook page. If you are not on there, it's another way to stay connected, parents. Go to San Loren PTO and request to be a friend on the PTO website. Now there's two of them. You want to go to San Loren PTO, and the other one is really old, and we do not know how to take it down. So you want the newer one, and you'll see all this information on Do the Math. This right here will give you lessons every day. It's on channel 15 Spectrum, and kindergarten math is at 8:30 every morning. If you have a child in upper grades, take a look at the schedule. Again, it's on our Facebook page, PTO, San Loren PTO. But this will help you. If you need a little break in the morning, put your child in front of 8:30 in the morning and they can do kindergarten math. So I hope that helps you this week. I hope those packets are helpful too. Get your child reading and writing every day, and you are doing an awesome job. I'm with you, and keep sending me those pictures. They make me smile. Thank you. Have a good week.